I saw the paper before I saw her, folded once, placed neatly on the kitchen counter, right beside my keys, exactly where I'd find it. A trap disguised as an accident. I didn't touch it at first, didn't move. Just watched it the way you'd watch something shifting in the dark, waiting to see if it breathes. Her handwriting peeked through the crease, bold, curved, too intentional to be unintended. A single title written across the top, Our Marriage, Pros and Cons. My pulse didn't spike, my hands didn't tremble, but something in my chest tilted. I unfolded the page slowly, the kind of slow that comes right before collapse or clarity. The cons stretched down the entire sheet, line after line, complaint after complaint. A dissection of me laid out with surgical detachment. Emotionally unavailable, boring, not exciting anymore, predictable, too calm, not passionate enough, comfortably dull, feels like settling. 7 more after that. Some crossed out, rewritten, emphasized. She rewrote the word settling 3 times. The pros? Only 3 words, financially stable, loyal. That was all she valued. And she left it there for me to find, like a message in a bottle tossed at my feet. I stared at it for a long time, long enough for the morning sun to shift and cast a shadow across the page. My shadow, the man she'd just reduced to 2 qualities and a question mark. I didn't cry, didn't sigh, didn't crumble. I found a pen instead. Beneath her neatly drawn line I wrote, New con, single now. Enjoy your freedom. Then I placed the pen back exactly where it was and walked out of the house without looking back. Her hands shook when she found it. I could hear them from the hallway, and somehow the sound felt louder than her tears ever could. But her list, that wasn't the beginning. It was the result. The quiet endpoint of 1,000 subtle betrayals. Her distance hadn't come all at once. It happened in the small, almost invisible shifts. The new phone password she never mentioned. The late-night walks to clear her mind. The increasing number of weekends spent recharging with friends. The sudden excitement she saved for her screen instead of me. She'd changed her perfume, her wardrobe, her tone, but not for me. She'd started smiling at messages she wouldn't show. Started looking away when I walked into the room, as if my presence interrupted someone else's life. And I felt it, the slipping, the slow fade of whatever we were. But the list, that was different. The list wasn't a symptom, it was a confession. Not of guilt, but of intent. People don't write down the reasons they're unsatisfied unless they're already imagining life without you. And they don't leave it out unless they want you to see the exit. Somewhere deep inside, she'd already moved on. She just needed me to see myself out. The worst part wasn't the words. It was the tone. Detached, clinical, as if weighing the pros and cons of a houseplant that no longer sparked joy. And yet, beneath all that coldness, I saw something else. Fear. Fear of choosing wrong. Fear of being alone. Fear of needing me more than she wanted me. The list told me everything she never said out loud, and everything she didn't want me to know. I didn't confront her, not then. Confrontation is emotional, and I'd already stepped out of emotion. Instead, I began piecing together what she didn't include on the list. The real cons, the ones she didn't write. I looked through the phone records, not for numbers, but for patterns. Late calls, blocked IDs, repeated durations. Not enough to accuse, but enough to confirm a shift in loyalty. I noticed the rideshare she took to unfamiliar parts of town, the sudden gym membership she never actually used, the hotel points from a card she forgot was connected to our joint account. Nothing definitive, everything suggestive, and that was worse. Because suspicion without proof becomes a storm inside your ribs, a quiet, constant pressure. But I didn't intervene, didn't question, didn't accuse. I let her drift, let her feel unobserved, let her think she was safe in her secrets, while I prepared for the moment the truth would show itself. And it did. Not through evidence, through arrogance. She came home one night humming, wearing a dress she didn't buy with me, smelling like a cologne I didn't own. She kissed my cheek like a stranger, warm lips, cold intent. And then she turned away from me with a smile meant for someone else. If the list was her confession of dissatisfaction, this was her confession of betrayal. And I realized the list wasn't a mistake, it was provocation. She didn't want to leave first. She wanted me to be the villain, the one who couldn't handle her, the one who gave up. I understood then. She wanted freedom without guilt, so I gave her both. The truth didn't come in one moment, it came in layers. The list, the patterns, the absence, the cologne, the timing. Everything aligned in one clean line. She'd already chosen someone else emotionally. She just hadn't told me. Because she didn't want to look like the bad one. She wanted justification. She wanted to walk away feeling righteous. The list was her argument, her script, her alibi. She just didn't expect me to read it like evidence in a case she'd already lost. So I confronted her in the most silent way possible. I wrote one sentence, a single cut through the center of her performance. New, comma, single, now. Enjoy your freedom. And I left it there. Her truth was the list. My truth was the response. When she found the note, her voice cracked. I stood in the hallway, suitcase already zipped, watching her through the reflection in the glass. Her hands trembled over the paper. Her breathing hitched. She whispered my name like a plea, like she expected negotiation. "Wait, can we talk about this?" I stepped into the doorway, calm, straight, done. There's nothing left to talk about. Her eyes widened, panicked. "But I didn't mean, I just needed to figure things out." "You did," I said, and so did I. She reached for my arm. I stepped back. The distance between us felt final. "Please," she whispered, "I was just confused." "No," I said quietly. "You were preparing to leave. I just made it easier." Her face crumpled, not at the loss, but at the loss of control. She wasn't heartbroken. She was exposed. That was the real punishment. She didn't get to rewrite the story, didn't get to play the victim, didn't get to leave on her terms. I took that power back with one sentence, and she knew it. I walked out before she could respond, closed the door behind me, not with anger, with finality. The air outside felt real again, clear, unfiltered, mine. People think heartbreak is explosive, loud, chaotic. But the truth is cleaner. It's the quiet realization that the person you loved became a stranger long before you noticed. And the stranger they became is not someone you fight for, not someone you chase, not someone you mourn. She called once, then twice, then nothing. Silence always arrives after truth. Standing in my new place that night, I finally understood something with sharp, cold clarity. She made a list to measure my worth. I made one choice to remind hers.